Hi guys, we're live. Hey, this is close, so we're just gonna do this a little bit more. Like that. Okay, so I know I'm like really shrimpy down here in the corner, but it's not about me, right? It's about the painting. We're gonna be painting. So I'm adding another piece to my series. I'm not going to tell you how many there are, but I've pre-coated the canvas with a pretty bright orange color, and I'm going to paint on it for you today. So, and as you guys all know, the series I'm doing, which hopefully you saw kind of some of the sneak peeks that I've been posting on my Instagram and Facebook page, it's about clouds. The series is called Consider the Clouds. And so I'll be painting some clouds. I wanted to do some more like daytime clouds. So I'm going to do that for you today. I'm going to try to whip it out a little bit faster because the composition is a little bit simpler. So we'll see if that works. I'm going to use this medium again, this gel stuff, which helps just sort of create sort of a thicker cloud texture. Put that on the palette here. And yeah, so if you're tuning in, please let me know where you're tuning in from. Say hi so I know you're there. And thanks for watching. So we're going to get started here. I've been taking pictures of clouds like crazy. So I have like way too many cloud pictures on my phone to know what to do with. But I think I narrowed it down to something that I think will be an interesting composition. So we'll try that out. Oh, do I have my black paint? I don't have my black paint. I think I'll be able to do without it though, because we're going to make a dark gray here, maybe. Got our ultramarine blue going out. We've got our purple's going out here. We're gonna get our red, handy dandy red, or hey, look at that. It's like the same color. I think I used that on the canvas. And squeeze that out. So again, this series, this Consider the Cloud series, is launching August 21st, which is going to be a Friday, during this live stream. So if you are wanting to see them launched, I think I'll probably show them in person during the live stream, but then my website will have launched them during the live stream as well. So it's going to all be revealed then. So you have to see all the paintings, which I'm super excited about. So hi, Carissa. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a while, I think, right? Glad you're tuning in from my basement. I'm having trouble opening my paint. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I've got my 3 primaries out here in purple and white. And I'm going to start by making a gray. I'm going to put in the gray, darker parts of the clouds. And then I do the white parts of the clouds. And then I do the sky. So I'm kind of working in reverse here with a lot of things because I like being able to reveal the background color in spots around edges. So we're going to make we're using this medium stuff. Here's my palette, by the way, handy dandy paint palette, which is just a paper plate because that's what I do. All right, mix that around real good. And we're going to add purple. Sorry, I'd show you this, but the angle of the camera is a little weird. We're going to add purple, red, and yellow and blue. You just got to add all the colors together to make sort of a gray. Ugh. More blue, I think. Okay. There we go. That's what we want. Okay, so we got this sort of, it's a little purpley, but That's okay. It's going to look different on the orange. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to, and I just load my brush with it. Can you see that? And I paint in a way that's going to be kind of messy, but that's the whole idea, especially with clouds, you can kind of do that. So let's take a peek here. Composition wise, I think we're going to aim for this. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do down here yet, but I'm going to just put in, you guys see the bottom of this? Yeah, okay. Make sure you can see this view here. And that's going to come up. And the fun thing about this technique is that my background can show through in spots. That's really why I put the bright color down, is because I want little hints of color. And honestly, the color I choose is opposite of what most of the colors in the painting are going to be. So I'm using an orange because a lot of the colors in the painting are going to be opposite of orange is blue, blues and cool grays and things like that. So we're kind of able to put in some of that. I'm not ruining my brush necessarily. I mean, maybe I am, but I'm pushing against the bristles, which isn't usually advised, but you can do whatever you want with a brush, manipulate it how you want to get this to happen. So get what you want it to look like out there. I'm painting my edges as I go. And I'm trying to work fast to really just capture the look here. This is all connected. This is all connected. I don't know if you guys notice this, but I feel like the clouds this year, which I've paid more attention to, are really dramatic. Like any time of day that you go out and there's clouds in the sky, it's like, what? Oh, that's how I felt anyway. So, okay. Any places that I notice there's just sort of a lighter gray, I'm just going to sort of rub some of this in here. I think clouds are one of those things that can be intimidating to paint, but in all honesty, they're quite easy. They come across as hard, but they're really, I think, simpler than you think. The trick is not get stuck in like painting so perfectly. You have to be random for it to work. So it's kind of, I think, where people get stuck and frustrated is they're like, it just doesn't look right. It looks too fakey. It's like, well, you have to not paint fakey. You need to paint randomly, which is easier said than done most of the time. I have to paint the edges just as much as the actual front of the painting here. Okay, then it gets dark again. And I took this photo in case you were wondering. There's been some photos I've been using for my series that are from siblings or from friends or something, or a combination, depending on what I wanted for a composition. Okay, then we got a little counter guy over here. Yeah, so you get this interesting opening right there. Oh. And this kind of comes up into here. You got some darker patches. I really dislike painting the edges, but it simplifies because then you don't have to frame it necessarily when you paint the edges. You can just hang out a wall. Does my arm get tired? Yes. Can I consider this my workout for the day? Probably not, but okay, some little stray guys over here. It's mostly light though, so I'm probably not going to put that in there. And then it gets dark again up here. Got a little guy, some little wispies, and then it gets really dark. Up in here. Really dark. Oh, I'm like out of paint though. How does that happen? This swoops around. You get a little bit in here. This should all be dark. Okay, so we're going to make a little bit more of this. Just taking those 3-4 colors together. A little bit more on the blue side, a little bit of white, a little bit of that medium. Yeah. More blue. A little bit of red. Okay. Yeah, I see that deep dark right there. That's perfect. I want to get that blends down. And I will say, some of these paintings I've painted for this series came more naturally with how I was able to see the cloud and how it came in to view, and how I was able to get it to show up the way I wanted it to. And then other ones that were a little bit more hard, I was like, this is going to take me a few days looking at it to decide if it's actually how I wanted it to look. So, and this one feels a little bit easier to me today. Putting a little bit of darker value in some of these spots here. Ooh, got a clump. Okay, I gotta paint the top of this canvas while I'm at it. So I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna tip it down. Okay. Oh, no, that's my picture. Okay. Let's see here. This whole side is kind of darks and lights together. So we're doing kind of a PC look. And this does actually, it's technically connected to this. So we're going to come in here and connect it. Somehow to this, but not like too dark because it's all just sort of medium grays. And any of this I can cover up if I'm like, oh, I put that in the wrong spot. That's why this step is so kind of chill and relaxing to put in here. It's like, oh, you just sort of put in the darks where you see the darks. Got some white of the canvas showing here. That's not acceptable. My paint under these lights really like dries pretty fast. So it's always interesting to paint in here because it's like quick, paint fast. Okay. Okay, good. I'm happy with that. Now we're gonna go in with sort of, let's do a medium gray. So in this same pile, I'm gonna take the same medium white, more blue, less of the dark colors. Still needs to be somewhat neutral though, so we don't want it to look too blue, too purple, anything like that. Ew, that's like yellow. Can't have yellow, can't have green. Oh, that's better. Is it light enough? Just a touch more white, just to kind of... Okay, now this is tricky because I don't want this to cover my darks necessarily, but it does need to come in here. Actually, it's in a lot of spots, like up in here. I want my brush to be less covered in paint so I can kind of put in a little bit softer values on top of the darker. So like that, kind of wispy looking. And because this is all wet still, or sort of wet, again, my paint is drying a lot faster. I can kind of plop in here and mix with some of the dark. Kind of mix on top of the dark like that. That looks really pretty. Let's go. I'm actually really digging the orange as the background because even showing through this, it makes it look more gray. So that worked out really well. hint up in here a little bit. Oh. And my arm is cramping. It's weird movements, you know, because I'm trying to keep it irregular, natural, fluffy, whatever, you know. Oh, man. Just know that a lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into this series. Just kidding. Sweat, maybe. And tears. Hurts. Because I'm just really, I want to scrub it in, and I want to scrub it in quickly. Because it's the blending needs to happen quickly, which is the hard part here. Okay. And we're setting up the groundwork for, what is this? Oh, this is technically this thing. Setting up the groundwork for be able to go in with some brighter colors and really pull out the contrast, which is really my favorite part of this whole process, is putting in the sky around the clouds, putting in the white parts of the clouds. It's all just like so much fun. Something about painting clouds that's very therapeutic. Yeah, that's kind of what I want there. Loving it so far. I think it's coming to life for me. This has a lot of darks, and all this orange popping through here can stay because it adds to the grayed effect. This can go in here. Get a little wispies along this edge. Along this edge. There's a white cloud section right here that's going to really pop later, but I don't need to worry about that now. I guess I could put a layer down just to cover some of that orange, because that's when you don't want the orange to show through. There's those spots where it's going to be really bright. And sometimes the white takes a few layers to really show that off, to cover the orange. There's a painter I like to watch. Actually, my dad and I really like to watch him. He's called David Dunlop, and he's a landscape painter. And I don't know if he means to be funny, but he's kind of funny. And watching him is just really, really fun, because he knows his stuff really well. And he's got this sense of humor, I think, that is just so hilarious. But he uses a brush and he uses paper towel and he just goes at it. And so I feel like him right now with my brush pushing against the canvas like this. David Dunlop. You can look up videos of him on YouTube. He teaches live courses right now too, I believe. Great, funny guy. Really inspiring. His work is really cool. His work is really cool. Okay, this is going to come around here. This is when I can pay a little bit more attention to shape, because some of this has a very distinct shape going on. This can go around here. Can sit now. Whew, good. It's a lot of work. Get in here. Actually, it looks a little more yellowy down in the base here, so I'm going to go a little more. Ooh, too yellow? Oh, that might be okay. Ooh, I like that color I just popped in there. Let's see. I got that. I lose track of where I'm at sometimes because the composition gets stretched just a little bit when I put it on this long canvas. So it can be a little bit hard to Okay. This is looking a little strange right in here. I don't know why. I think it needs to. Oh, I'm loving that. I just popped in that color, that kind of yellowy. I don't know why that just did it for me here. I just put in enough of a little color. I haven't decided what I'm putting, which actually all my other ones I decided what I put down here first. So hopefully I'm not ruining this one by just jumping into the clouds, but I really wanted to just jump into the clouds. Is it so awful? Okay, I'm gonna sneak around the edge here on this side. Get the blending happening. Okay. Oh, we're missing. That's why it's good for me to check the sides because I forget. Okay, let's see. This has a little bit in here around the edges. I'm so gonna go in and do the sky next, guys, and this is like my favorite part of doing this because it really brings it to life. Like right now, it's like, okay, it looks kind of abstract, but abstract sky. But then once I go in and add the the sky, actual sky color in there, it brings it to life. A little bit of a gray, little piece of a cloud there. The little pieces of cloud are really important to kind of hint at. Okay. Did I do the top of the canvas with some of this? I think it warps, or it goes around the edges just a little bit. Yeah. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So now we can make a sky color. Let's see. I don't have paper towel with me, but I'm not going to use my shirt. That'd be bad. I feel like sky color is always hard to like nail down exactly what it is. Because it's like, it's got blue green and ultramarine blue in there. Oops. But the ratio is really hard to, you'd think it'd be an easy color, but I think it's so easy to mess up sky color. And it's because it's like we can't, maybe we can never quite get it perfect. God's just like, ha. Sorry, I'm the only one that can get the sky color perfect. That's okay. He has the right. But I try to get close. And then you have to have a range of blue because there's darker parts of the sky. Above us is always a little bit darker. And then as it goes down, it gets lighter. So this is going to be my darker blue. And it's going to be interesting on orange because the orange is the opposite color. So if my blue is not thick enough, the orange and the blue kind of mixing visually are going to look brown and gray. So I need to make sure I put enough layers of this on here. But I can kind of come in and, oh, see, like that's not the right color. Here we go. Ooh. And this, I really want this to cover that orange really well. So I am going for a thicker look. Still kind of a combo. This goes all the way up into here. Gets a little bit darker as it's up in here. Oof. It's hard to keep that color consistent. But that's what we want to bring down and around this way. I think this, well, yeah, composition changes as I have to stretch it a little bit. squinting is helpful. Comes around and up a little bit there. I'll put it there. I don't know if it does it right there. And this comes down, getting into the lighter blues. Again, there's a light section here I didn't account for. So I'm just going to bring that down to there and put the white on top of that orange. Oh, just covered over that nice little fluffy cloud thing. It looked not like a cloud, apparently, if I went over it like that. Okay, this to be really thick and bright. Okay, then there's like a little, what is it across from this? Is this it? So I gotta stand in front of it so I can plop it in there. A little peek of the sky there is going to really help just your eye move around. And then a little bit lighter. Oh, hey guys. Sorry, I looked up and we had more people watching. So thanks for watching. I'm adding another painting to my series. So you get to see kind of a process of one of these paintings and kind of get to see the painting. So hopefully you're enjoying this, but they will be, all the paintings in the series will be launched August 21st, which is a Friday, during this live stream. So 11:30 they'll be, I'll maybe show them all off, and then my website will launch them officially. So I will press live and give everyone the link during the live stream. So mark your calendars if you want to not miss out on that. Okay, then it gets a little bit lighter. It almost gets a little bit on the, ooh, not that much, Mary. Not that much. It gets a little bit on the light side. I still don't know what I'm doing down here. I got to put something down here before I get too carried away. But let's put this color down. Little hints of sky kind of peeking through, but mostly this here as that comes around. We're just going to put it in there so we have it. I'll figure out what I'm putting down below, but I don't want to go too crazy with whatever I'm putting down. I'll decide what I put on the bottom. Okay. Little hints of that color up in here. That'd be kind of nice. Oh, and there's like tiny bits of blue up above. Let's see. Question is, do I want it to show? I think I want it to show a little bit on the corner. So we're going to put a darker blue spot kind of up in here. Ooh. Okay, well, maybe we go a little bit this way with that little opening just to kind of bring that around the edge. Okay. I'm really happy with this so far. We're going to clean off the brush and we're going to go in with a white or almost white. I need to take this in layers a little bit, so I might do a sort of a grade white. If you guys know of anyone who is looking for a painting for their house or has wanted a commission for a while of clouds or likes clouds, these paintings will be for sale on my website starting the 21st of this month. This painting could be theirs, could be yours if you jumped on it. So something to keep in mind. This is where I want to get a little bit fluffier, really pay attention more to shape of clouds. Really push around the color a little bit more because this is a little spot in here is just a little bit lighter. It's like a cloud, but doesn't have like, it doesn't have sky showing through. You'd like think it's sky showing through, but it's not. So you can see the multiple layers of value in there. That's important to get the clouds to look right. Have a little bit of that on the edges here in spots. Oh, it's kind of bright. Too bright. Too much paint. There we go. Little openings of lighter colors in here. Still, it's not like white. I'm not like working with white yet. You have to kind of work softly, slowly with different values to get it up to what you want it to be. I'm constantly like squinting at this too because I want to get the placement of values correct. This little guy, a little bit of white on him. This is a little more light down in here. This thing shouldn't be quite so dark. Did I get the edges? Okay. And this section over here has quite a few patches of light kind of creep over the side a little bit. This can get really bright right on the edge there. Not really bright, we're still not into the whites yet, but we're close. It's sort of coming. It's sort of coming. Get a little bit of that. Okay, we're going to have to make more of that kind of grayed out white. There we go. Don't need tons of it because we're working towards the... This is where, get a little bit more, I want to cover all that color I put in there earlier. That was really cool. I don't think it actually gets quite that bright, so we're going to dull that down a little bit. Okay. Not too shabby. This is going to have a lot of white on the very end of this guy, but I want to put down little hints of it here. Oh, I probably won't bring it quite that far that way. Just a little bit more in here. Against this cloud we'll just put it on there, and this will be really white and bright. Little openings of light right in here. Add a little bit of water to the paint. Get it to go a little bit further. This is all white in here. This can kind of, I want to still keep that sort of orangey or that yellowy green. All the way over. This probably shouldn't be quite so high. I think the white will come a little bit higher there. There's some little spots of like sun peeking through. You get a little highlight on the clouds. It comes down this way. It's hard to know what I'm looking at. That's supposed to be a separation there. Okay, good. Now let's go in with white I'm going to, it's kind of yellowy, but I'm going to start with maybe, let's put a little yellow. It's like, maybe it shouldn't be pure white. I'll put that down, but I want a nice, thick, pretty light value. Clumpy. I want it kind of clumpy. And this is going to really make some of this pop here. And I have to be careful not to overdo it. But down in here, you want to put in. Oh, and the color is like perfect. Yeah. Yep. Seeing it. I'm seeing it. You seeing that cloud coming to life there? I got to make sure it's thick enough on top because we're covering blues, stuff that's darker underneath. I got to pay attention to the not only the upper edge of the cloud, but also the under edge or this bottom edge here. Little whispers of that color that kind of pop out. We're going to go a little bit down in here with that color. Little sparkles, little sparkles. Oh, baby's crying. A little bit more yellowy in here. A little bit more yellowy along here. Okay, let's see, where else does this go? A little, tiny little hint of it here. And this is where it really comes into play because it's going to be this whole edge here. Actually, just up here a little bit more. This whole thing. Yes. This is really fun. This is what brings it to life for me, you know, when I'm painting, is that contrast. Ooh, kind of digging it. I gotta make sure these are pretty bright. I kind of want them a little sharper on that top edge. It's kind of giving me trouble. And this right in here can be pretty white. Oh, yeah. And then we got this. I don't know if you guys get as excited about this as I do, but man, this is why I paint. Let's just say that. Yep. Now there's just a few. Really, most of this is pretty like in the grays. So there's just a few little, like this kind of has a little glow to it. This, I guess I put a little bit on that already. This kind of a little bit in here to kind of bring your eye back up. There's like spots where it's like a little bit lighter, but not too crazy. So most of the impact is like boom right in here. I'm going to put in just a little bit more light kind of in the middle of these sections. Just to kind of hint at that slightly. But this is where the magic is, right in here. Ooh. When you attempt to try to make a color and it's like, no. And then you're like, do I really need to put it in there? Hints of opposite color next to another color. There's some purples in there. I just put a little bit of purple next to that yellow. It's just going to really make that pop a little more intentional. Sparkles, eye-catching. Okay, now I should think about what's down here. And actually, I think what I want to do is some mountains. Why not, right? So we're going to come in and I'm going to put in a farther layer. Oh, hey guys, we got some more people watching. Thanks for watching. I guess we're almost to an hour already, but I've done this all in this time frame besides the orange background. But we're getting close to a point where I would just need to like look at it for a while. So we're getting to that point. And the baby needs me anyway, so we're having fun, but you know, things gotta come to an end at some point, right? But I'm gonna put in kind of a mountain range back in here, kind of with this sort of blue green. Again, for those of you guys that just joined, August 21st of this month, during my live stream on a Friday, just like this, 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., I will be launching and showing off all of the cloud paintings in my cloud series, Consider the Clouds. So please tune in then so that you can get a first look at all of them. And then they will go on my website soon. Actually, it'll be during that live stream that I will be posting them. So please tune in at that point because it's going to be thrilling. It's going to be exciting. I can't wait to show you guys these paintings that I've been working on. And this is one of them. So you're getting a full sneak peek of my process behind them. Oops. Paint on the phone. New? No, definitely not. It's happened before. I'm not making enough paint here, but I want the background to show through it on some of these here. I want it to be a little bit rough on the bottom edge. Actually, this will make these kind of snowy in the distance. Okay, and then these ones we're going to make sections a little bit deeper blue, as if there's a shadow going across there. Warm up this sort of greenish color. Go in with kind of a green for my next layer. It's not quite the right green, but it's close. A little bit in here. And yeah, I kind of want this green to go all the way across. And then we'll go in with almost a tan color on top of that. More of this, more of this. A little bit of white. So it gets a little bit closer. It's going to be kind of bluish. Yeah, the thing with mountains is they often look very blue and dark and cool from a distance. I'm going to have to paint the bottom of this too. Man, I can never make enough paint. I get too lazy, I think that's why. And so I'm like, oh, quick, that's the color I want. Use it before I make enough of it. It's dumb. It's dumb, really. We're going to put a connection between that. That'll be a little bit stronger. Okay. Ooh, yeah, I'm liking that a little bit. It's a little bit more what I was envisioning with colors, which is good. Because you want it to blend. I don't want it to distract from the clouds because that's the whole point. Okay, while I have that color, I do need to paint the bottom, and then I'm going to put a little gray section in between. Let's see here. I have gotten paint on these lights once before. Don't tell my husband. There's like a little bit of yellow on the corner of this light when I was painting sunflowers on a live stream. Which, hey, you can go back and watch that video and watch exactly when I did that. Not that you want to do that, but I'm afraid of getting more paint on the lights because it's not really a good thing. So I'm trying to do that now by turning it to the side instead of flipping it upside down. Okay, there's that. Wow. And rotate and plop it down. And there's just a little, I'm gonna put a little hint of sort of a gray. It's kind of a warm tannish color. Oh, is that too light? Maybe. There we go. A tan colored sort of, I don't know, little thingy here. It's like a mountain valley edge. I don't know, something in here. And it actually is covering some of that weird orange that's happening that I don't really like right in that spot there. Oh, you hear the baby in the background? He's like, Mom, I need milk. Dad's taking care of him, which is nice. Okay. I kind of like it. Okay, so I think we're gonna stop there. We'll just need a little bit of work, like with I just need to look at it from a distance, kind of assess, like, do I like the way the clouds are looking? Is there anything that needs to be darker or lighter? Stuff like that. But I'm pretty happy with it. I'm loving, like, this is really where the focal point is, the impact of this. I just might need to soften some of this a little bit. These darks might be a little too dark. I don't know if I need to just put in some lights up here, but it's close. So thank you guys for watching. Really, thank you for watching. We had a lot of viewers today, so a lot more than normal. So thank you. I do this every Friday, so hopefully you can tune in, kind of do it over the lunch hour. So even if you're working, maybe you can come say hi. And yeah, I will be launching this series August 21st during this live stream. It's a Friday, so 11:30 to 12:30. I'll maybe show off all the paintings, kind of talk about them a little bit, and launch them on my website so that those of you that are interested can actually pick one up for yourself. So I won't tell you how many I have of them right now, but you'll get to see them in a few weeks from now. So you got to kind of have a sneak peek of my process and how I paint them. And this is a whole new one I get to add to the series. So yeah, I hope you guys can tune in on that day, see them all, hear me talk about them all. I'm really excited about them, and they really, have a close place in my heart because they have a very specific meaning and connection to kind of this year for not just me, but everybody that has struggled with 2020, because it's definitely been a weird year. So I'll be kind of talking a little bit about that during my live stream, and hopefully we'll get a lot of viewers and a lot of people engaging, because I'd like to share my thoughts on the series. So I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. And again, thank you for joining me during this live stream. I do this every week. So be creative, productive, happy, and have a great weekend. We'll see you guys later.